Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the Old Lady, and this is Sunshine on Leith, episode 70. And my voice doesn't match up with the lip movements because I am post-comming this. I don't know why, but the audio didn't register on the first pass, so I'm making this up as I go along. This part with the finances is going to turn out to be terribly long, and I'm going to end up cutting much of it. But here is the bit that you will count on is this was really bad, and then it was really bad, and then it started to get better, and then it went really better. Lots better, and now we're in the Champions League, and it's going to get way better. So, and we have a balance, and we have profit, and all of that stuff. Alright. Then we moved on here to, that's right, we have a data analysis facilities upgrade and a training facilities upgrade for a few million. So I'm kind of pleased about that. We had very high ratings in board confidence, so I was able to get a few things done. Let's see what we got here. I don't know what we're looking at yet. End of season awards, right. Dylan McGeoch gets the fan favorite. I was kind of pleasantly surprised by that. Jesper Tern hits a gorgeous goal for the goal of the season. Often these are kind of weak, but this one actually is pretty good. So let's have a look at it. There you go. We'll pop it open, and in a moment we should see Tern will be out here in the top of the D. There he is. Gives it there and gets it back and just one times it. Wowzers! 27 meters? Something like that? Quite a distance. Let's just say that much. We end up winning 4-2 that game. Toyama, the signing of the season, because we got him for free, so big surprise. And David Brown. Well, now David Brown had quite a special season in terms of his award success. So give me a second here. I'm going to go through a bunch of other crap that's not really all that important. Season review about what we won and stuff. Notice that we're maxing out our attendance more or less. 98%. Dynamics are good. The team meeting went well. Confidence review, notice 98%. And part of that is the dressing room atmosphere is so good. Yay. Injury report, training summary, bunch of boring stuff, transfer revenue, bonuses paid, financial fair play. Commercial summary, notice we're making an extra $3 million a year or $2 million a year, I'm not sure exactly, but we're up quite a bit. 4 new deals for $3 million a year, so I don't know what they were there before, but nonetheless we've moved up in the world. Notice also that Slivka and Smith are among the 2 most popular players for shirt numbers. Those are the 2 guys that I was thinking about replacing this summer with a new attacking midfielder. So that's going to be kind of interesting when we get later on into this episode. Brown was named Players Player of the Year. He was named Football Writers Player of the Year. He was the Players Young Player of the Year. He was the Football Writers Young Player of the Year. He was also in the Team of the Year. So yeah, he had, a pretty good year. A lot of trophies for his cabinet. So yeah, Hibernian with a number of players, notably our defense. I'm kind of pleased by that, because we worked on building our defense to try and match Celtic, and then we beat them. And we beat them comprehensively last season. So here we're looking at the ratings of various players. They are, high. This fella here, Craig Allison, is a striker I just discovered in our youth ranks. You'll notice that he's quite effective looking. Great pace, acceleration, finishing, um, teamwork, determination. He's got a lot of good skills, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do. We're loaning him out this summer, so he'll play somewhere else this season because I've got 3 good strikers already, but it's nice to know that I've got a really good young Scottish one in the back. But I think that'll do it, and we'll be ready to go to the next part of this episode. See you soon. So, the transfer window. Yeah. So, one of the things that's happened is that PSG has come in for Yuki Toyama. I, I hate that. They don't tell me whether they've inverted his name or not. I assume Yuki is probably his first name, so it's probably Toyama Yuki. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. He's got a release clause of 21 million. And as far as I'm concerned, he's pretty much our best player, and with the potential to become definitely our best player. And the room did not support him. Where is it? 12 of them disagreed with him. No one agreed with him. So that was frustrating, but I've stood firm on it. I think they're up to 6 million in their most recent offer before I just said reject all offers. You can see it's affected the dressing room atmosphere. There's another way that our dressing room atmosphere has been affected, and I am very unhappy with this because he's unhappy that the promise made to convince him to sign has been broken. That promise was that we would win the league this season. We did. We won the league. And yet, he's unhappy that the promise made to convince him to sign has been broken. It wasn't broken. We won the league. We were invincible. We won the league. And then, as soon as he went public with this, we started getting bids for him, and I have no interest in letting him leave. And again, the dressing room is on my side. They don't want him to go either. The only person who agrees with him is Toyama Yuki. So, so far I'm holding tough, and the support has been solid. So I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes, but I'm begging to hang on to both of them. And so far their play through the preseason has not dipped. Our preseason has been pretty nice. We started off with a local team 2-0 win over Airdrie. Then we went and had Bournemouth come to visit. We beat them. We went away on a trip to Austria, playing Rapid Vienna and Red Bull Salzburg. Finished it up with a trip to Berlin, where we lost, despite dominating the game. To Tottenham, where again we lost despite dominating the match. And I say that though it pains me, because I am a Tottenham fan, but we outplayed Tottenham considerably. And sorry about this, Finlandias, but I threw in an Everton match just because I thought it would make you happy, and we went and beat them. Sorry about that. But 1-0 is not a completely unreasonable game. I'm pretty sure that we thoroughly dominated it. But we were at home, and home is a fortress for us, absolutely a fortress. And you notice that Toyama is still creating and Agor is still creating, and they're both getting reasonably good ratings. So even though they're annoyed that they can't go to these big fancy clubs, they're coping. We have Paul Hanlon has left because he wanted a new challenge. He's 32, so we were okay with letting him leave. He was one of the leaders, but we still have 3 leaders, so I'm not too worried about having him leave. And he is an icon at the club, so the fans are a little grumpy, but it's a little glitched in Football Manager when somebody asks to leave like that. Unfortunately, the questions, like in the comments you can make as they leave the club and so on, are not the ones that you would necessarily make, given that they asked to leave the club. So it's unfortunate. Cammy Inglis has gone to Chelsea because he's a terrific young player, and I couldn't step in the way of his playing anymore, and we just don't use wingers. Alright, we've got this amazing midfield that we just, with the Mazzalas and with the attacking fullbacks, we don't use wingers. So, since that's the only thing this guy can play, it seemed only fair to let him go. So we did. He's valued now at $6 million. We sold him for 1.4, but there's also a 30% sell-on clause. So we'll see about that. Kyle Grant, another one that I've allowed to let go. He's not quite the same level of talented as a winger, but he's a reasonable talent. He can play in the Scottish Premiership, and again, I didn't want to stand in his way. He's 21, and we just don't have space for wingers. So Michael Scott is still developing. Look at how strong he's getting quickly, because of the play that he's getting. And this has been, the case in general while he was out last year too. So I'm really pleased with that. Craig Allison is a wonderful young striker I discovered in our youth team, and I think, did I mention him earlier? I can't remember whether I did or not. But I'm really pleased with him. I think he's going to be something. We'll see how he gets on while he's at, where is he? I don't even know where he is. Craig Allison is at Partick, right? Fraser Murray is out again on loan. He's just not quite good enough for us. He's good, but he's just not quite good enough, unfortunately. Eric Galantis, he's okay. Again, he's more of a left midfielder than anything, and we don't really have a lot of need for a left midfielder. So, unfortunate that he probably won't get anywhere. And Aiden White, has gone out on loan to St. Johnstone for a reasonable loan fee, and I think they're paying most of his wage or something. I don't know exactly, but it's reasonable. To replace him, in particular, Aiden White, we have the young Sam Archer. Sam Archer is a flexible fullback. He can play on either side. He does prefer to play on defending fullback, and he's not quite as strong on the left side as he is on the right, but I'm sure with practice he will get that way. He is right-footed, so that's a little spot against him, but he's got great numbers for the back, for the Scottish League, 13, 14, 13. It's as good as my centre backs, really. His crossing is good. His long throw's good. His first touch is good. Anticipation, composure. His concentration could be a touch better, but it's only 11. It's not that bad. Decisions, determination. I mean, he's got lots of good things going on. And great stamina, and I love great stamina in my fullbacks because I require a lot of them in this setup. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. He cost us 1.5 million, 1.5 million, and he's worth 1. So we've overpaid a little bit. I'm okay with that. He's also he also might be homegrown because he's been at St. Johnston for a bit. So we also brought in Jose Salazar, who is Costa Rican, with lots of caps, so he's going to get his chances. He's a powerful center back. He's strong, got good stamina, jumping reach. He's not a great header of the ball. That's his main weakness. But his marking, tackling, positioning are all excellent. Determination, decisions, bravery. His aggression is high without being ridiculous. His anticipation is good. Words are my friend. Work rate. So he's got lots of good things going on. Even his pace is reasonable with his acceleration high. So I'm happy with him. He cost his release clause from Midtjylland in Denmark. He cost 2.9 million, so he had a release clause that was good enough. We also added George Korach, and he is an amazingly interesting midfielder. His main drawback is that he is temperamental. We're worried about that a little bit. But he is quite a talent in some ways, right? He's got reasonable pace and acceleration, his balance and so on. His work rate, vision, teamwork, determination. His finishing is poor, and that is really the only flaw in him taking up the shadow striker role, which is not something he's very good at. But he is should be an excellent playmaker with 17 vision, 14 passing, 14 flair. He's got the tools to play very well in midfield, and he's a hard worker with that great work rate. The only problem is his temperamentalness. So we'll have to see whether that affects things, whether maybe we might be able to tutor him. I don't know whether he's had too many career starts. Yeah, he probably has had too many career starts to be tutored anymore. But we'll try anyway and see whether or not it's possible to tutor him. And finally, we have Angel Gomez, who is English. So I'm going to call him Angel Gomez because, he's English. That seems reasonable. He is also Portuguese, so it's Gomes. But nonetheless, we'll call him Angel because that's what they'd call him in England. Anyway, Angel Gomes. I'll try and remember that, Gomes. Got good pace, acceleration. His flair is 20, so we'll be interested to see what he does. Work rate could be a little better. A couple of other mental attributes could be a little on the better side, but his technicals are pretty decent in the places they need to be for an advanced playmaker in that role. He's not quite as suited for a shadow striker. Again, he's got the poor finishing. He's got a finishing of 5, so he's not going to be the goal-scoring threat that somebody like Slivka or Smith is. But I think he might be a really interesting option for when we're looking for a late goal. He might be a good somebody good to bring on there, and of course he can also play in the midfield. He's less thrilled about that, but he's still got some pretty high numbers, and he looks pretty good. So he cost us 650k. He's valued at 400. I'm okay with that. Again, I think we've done reasonably well in our purchases. 900k for George Korach, and he's valued at 1.3 million. That's pretty good for a 5-star potential. I'm pretty happy with that. I think he's got a wretched release clause in his contract, hasn't he? Yeah, 4.1 million for a foreign club. Not much I could do about it. It was locked, basically. If I wanted this guy, I had to have that particular clause in there. He wouldn't remove it. So we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, so that's been the transfer look. I'm pretty pleased we've solved with Sam Archer, because he can play both sides. We've solved the backup problem on both the left and the right. And I've noticed also that while he's not impressive in a, in a big sense, that, where is he? Kenny Burchill. Kenny Burchill is on the verge of having 2 to 2.5 stars. And if you look at where he's got the numbers, if you play him as a defensive fullback, he's got the numbers. He's got stamina, strength, determination. He's only not good at concentration. But his positioning, teamwork, marking, tackling are all excellent for this league. So he's got his place. If we bring him on late in a game and set him up to play defensively, he can do that job. So I'm pleased with him as an extra backup on the right side. He's not going to get as much time as we'd like, so I'm probably going to put him on playing for the U20s anyway, but it'll be more as a keep fit exercise than I think you're going to gain anything by being with the U20s exercise. So that's been how things have gone. Usually, as you know, I focus on dynamics, and they're holding up so far. The strength of the group is holding up reasonably well. Archer has made friends with Cotton. That's interesting. Okay, English players of similar ages. Fair enough. Korach and Gomes are the new players. Toyama has finally gotten himself in. Did he finally learn English? Nope, still nothing but Japanese. We're going to have a match next time up with Celtic. That will be on Tuesday's episode, which should be on time. Sorry about this one being late. Well, it's kind of a long story, but I had some personal stuff come up, and that took a lot of time out of my weekend. So here we are. I've got to edit this down because Craig walked through earlier, my flatmate, and tried to make me laugh and nearly got me too, and I've got some stuff to edit out. So I've got to go edit this, and I should stop rambling. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time. I hope you don't mind dropping a like, hitting subscribe if you haven't already, and that you're having a great day. Thank you very much, and take care.